Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Switch Up. We're going to take a look at the just uploaded price information that's just gone on the Nintendo UK website. We'll start at the very top, like the highest, and then we'll work our way down. Now hopefully you can see my screen, so I've got my screen down here so we can go through it. Now it's no surprise that the very top game is Mario Kart World. Now we knew that it was going to be their most expensive. Interestingly, at least the digital version on here is listed as £66.99, whereas they had initially, I'm sure, said £69.99. So £66.99 for a digital copy of a game. It's very expensive. It's kind of as we expected, but that is their most expensive game, and it's the only game currently that is priced at that level. I'm not making excuses for it though, because it's very expensive. Next up, you've got Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, which comes with all of the DLC content. That's listed at £59.99. Now, we obviously know that that one's going to be running at around about, what did they say, 40 frames per second. Then there was this controversy about whether or not it was going to have DLSS enabled. Someone said it didn't. Turns out it has. There's some weirdness floating around there, let's be honest. But as for the price, $59.99 with all of the DLC, it's not the same game it was when it came out, that's for sure. It's actually a very good game now, but it's premium, and they're going to need to back that up with like a premium experience, I think is fair to say. Next up, well at least on here, we've got Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Now this is where Nintendo do their classically confusing pricing, where here you can see it says starting from £10. What does that even mean? Well, let's click in and have a look. The game is £59.99, but you have the upgrade pack. The upgrade pack is £10. So if you're just going to upgrade to this version, well, you can pay a tenner and do that and get the luxury of using the built-in hardware that you've just paid for. Yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not ideal. But again, the base price, $59.99, it's top end of what we used to see, but it's okay. Donkey Kong Bananza is next up at £58.99. We knew this one already. I don't think that's any big surprise. That is an asterisk price, so I'm not entirely sure why that's the case. Let's have a little look around. Does it tell you on here? Pre-order price? No. Digital code or physical? Does it mean that there's a different price? Oh, okay. All right, so it's an asterisk price because if you want to get the physical edition, you're going to pay an extra almost £10, £66.99. So they haven't quite pushed to the level. I think they were they going to go to $69.99 for these, or was it just 65? I swear someone had said that the physical edition, and it probably still is the case, of Mario Kart is 75 quid, which is just, it's absolutely obscene. Still, not terrible. Hitman World of Assassination, I guess this is our first big one. It's IO Interactive, it's one of their titles, and we get an idea, I guess, of what a lot of the third parties are going to do. This is £54.99 for the download edition. I believe they are going with a key cart edition, but we just won't talk about those because we don't want anyone to buy them. I know someone out there might like the idea, but no, I don't. Still, it's nice to see the Hitman games, or at least the later games, on the Switch that aren't running on cloud versions. So there is that. £54.99, yeah, seems okay-ish. It's expensive. I would have thought $49.99 would potentially be a better asking price. So let's go to the next one. We've got Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Again, you've got the option of the £10 upgrade purchase if you want to do that. I still don't fully understand how it's going to work if you just try and play a normal Switch 1 game. Are you going to be able to, or is it going to come up with a big box? You know, you must upgrade. I'm sure it won't. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition, though, this is a bit more reasonable. It's $49.99. I don't think this is the one that has a full physical. You'll have to let me know down in the comments there. $49.99, it's okay, I guess, if you're a digital collector. Yakuza 0, the director's cut. Another one we've had this backwards and forwards discussion with some creators saying that it isn't running at 4K, others saying that it is. I would believe Sega. They're adamant that it's 4K, 60 FPS when running in docked mode, so that's what we're going to go for, but they're only charging only £44.99. These are getting more reasonable, and you've got to remember that they're going to drop in price. People like Sega, Ubisoft, they drop their prices all the time. So in a sale, you're looking at what, let's say 30 quid, if and when that happens. That's much more reasonable, and I think a lot of people with this generation are going to hold out for sales, like especially with some of these prices. $44.99, it's all right. Now, Raidou Remastered, that was actually one of the more interesting games that was two platforms at the same time, I believe. The standard edition is $44.99. Now, if that's reflective of what this publisher are going to do, that's not bad. That's not bad, is it, for a brand new game? But given the option for the digital deluxe edition for those people that want to go for it, then you're pushing up to $54.99, reasonable. And wouldn't it have just been so easy for Nintendo across the board to have just released a model like that? Then you've got Sonic X Shadow Generations, another one that's a key cart, so we know about that one. That's starting from £44.99, which isn't bad. Another that gives you the option of the digital deluxe edition for $54. Standard pricing, not too bad at all. Split Fiction, $44.99. If you've not played that, it's an absolutely cracking game. So for that price, yeah, and it's only one version as well, so we can go for that one. You've got the Suikoden 1 and 2, and I think a lot of these games, people are just annoyed that there isn't a cartridge version. So especially something like Suikoden, like why would you not? Doesn't make any sense. They are offering this with this is quite comical. It's starting with a 20% launch discount. So if you want to pick it up again on the Switch 2, you can get it at 20% off until launch day. So you've got that option. The base price though is £44.99. Puyo Tetris S2 is on there. $34.99, pretty standard, but how much different is it going to be? I'm not entirely sure. It says a newly enhanced dimension. Brand new Puyo doubles mode. Yeah, so you've got a few little extras there. I love the Puyo game, so if you've not played this, such a good cooperative, competitive game to play, or solo. Bravely Default, that Flying Fairy HD remaster, that one's retailing at £33.99, so not bad. Again, a real shame that Square aren't pushing for cartridge-based physicals, but for the price they're asking, I don't think people are going to be too annoyed. Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, this one is £32.99. Now we're really getting into what you could class, I guess, as reasonable territory. Like, doesn't matter what platform you're on, a $32.99 new release for a new system, that's okay, I can handle that. Now, it does support online features, so there's potential there that you're going to need that online for that functionality, but it is good to see at least some options that aren't too terrible, as well as Deltarune. Deltarune is £20.99, and it's obviously the next adventure in the Undertale games. The big surprise for me, and one that I think has been confirmed to come at launch, yeah it has, is Fast Fusion. This is the game I think that every single person is going to own. If you played Fast RMX on the original Nintendo Switch, it's incredible. Like, it's just such a good game. That's a real surprise. Such good value. Does feel a little bit like they're throwing some shade at Nintendo with that price. Yeah, I feel like I must be missing something there. Can't see anything. You can pre-order it right now. I'm gonna make sure that happens. Now, one of the more controversial ones is the Welcome Tour. There's not much welcoming about having to pay for what is essentially a guide on how to use your current console. So this was a big fail on Nintendo's part. £7.99, no thanks. Fortnite is free. It's going to remain free. You can download that. What you may not know is that this one actually runs at 120 FPS, not 4K, 1080p, I believe, in docked mode. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's going to hit 120 FPS. And I was saying that 120 FPS with mouse mode, whoa, it's going to be good. It's going to be a bit of a game changer, that, if that actually functions in the way that they intend. Other than that, those are the prices that we have for the games at the moment, which is a decent number. There's a few there that I thought we would have prices on so far. I thought honestly we'd have the Elden Ring prices, but that's not been updated yet. Maybe they're just trying to decide how they want to, you know, what they want to do with that. I'm actually working my way through Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade at the moment. I'm actually a bit disappointed as well that they haven't released the 2 games bundled, because you can buy them bundled on PC. So Skeptic says, I'm a bit annoyed at the way Square have done their pricing for the Switch 2 so far. I don't see the reasoning. Well, I do, money, but it just doesn't seem very consumer friendly, especially when you've got doubles like that, like taking things off of the cartridge. Not great. As you can see, we've got listings for other games, but I can't see prices in there, not just yet. Borderlands 4 is another big one that I'm excited about. No price information there. This Hogwarts Legacy is quite interesting. Now they put out that slightly, I don't like to use the word, but slightly gaslighting trailer that was like, the engine is, you know, so powerful on the Switch 2 that we couldn't just release a port with the Switch 2 version. We had to use the assets and all of this from the other mainline consoles. What they're trying to do really there is charge you more and make you go, wow, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that you've done that. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm not enthralled by the Hogwarts Legacy because they've just ported the PC version. I'm sure they might have done like, you know, a couple of bits and bobs, but they're going to charge you full whack for that. And the original sold ludicrous numbers, so you can see why. Now, a couple of others on there. We have Project 007 listed as tentative, which is quite interesting. We've got Enter the Gungeon 2, Hades 2. What I didn't realise when we first played Civ is that actually we were playing the Switch 2 version, so how's the upgrade path going to be? Is it going to be a tenner? Super Mario Jamboree, $66.99, whew, expensive. An upgrade path of $16.99, this is another thing. Why is there no standardised price? Like, if you're going to charge people, make it a tenner across the board. I don't care if you've added more content in, really. Like, you could do a tenner across the board and then charge £6 for the DLC. I think I'd feel better about that. I don't know why, I just would. Maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys are like, no, it's fine. But I think there are some people that maybe would just want to play it. I don't know. Same for Kirby. So Nintendo are doing the classic, aren't they? Everyone else charges a tenner for their upgrade path. Nintendo, $16.99. Happy days. But then randomly you can get ones like Tears of the Kingdom for $7.99. Oh, let's just make it as confusing as possible. Street Fighter 6 is £34.99 for the base game. Now, I didn't realise they were releasing 2 versions. This is actually quite, I'm pleased to see it. I'd rather always personally pay less, you know, and just experience the game. I don't need all of that extra content, but there is a bunch of it there. If you want to go that route, you can pay $49.99. Another big publisher that haven't released a physical version, like it's the keycard. Don't want a keycard, want a physical. And I'm sure there are lots of people watching this that are the same, but also loads that don't give a monkeys. So that's it so far. There's a load of games that they've updated. It's nice to finally get some idea of prices. Not too crazy, but also quite confusing, like a real smorgasbord of price randomness across the board with this Nintendo Switch 2 launch. All right, for all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!